If you would, turn with me in your Bibles to the book of Revelation, chapter 6. We're continuing our study in this book, and I believe this is part 6. And we're getting to the part where the Lamb opens the 7 sealed books, and he opens the seals one at a time. Now, those of you who know anything about the book of Revelation know that it is all kind of hung in the framework of the 7 seals, the 7 trumpets, and the 7 bowls. Notice that the seals are the only thing that Christ opens. The rest of it, the trumpets and the bowls, are a result of him opening the 7th seal, and then everything else happens. So Christ is going to be opening this 7-sealed book, one seal at a time. Let's read in chapter 1. And I saw when the Lamb of course is Christ, opened one of the seals, and I heard as it were the noise of thunder, as one of the 4 living creatures saying, "Come and see." Now you're going to notice the first 4 seals here are what is referred to commonly as the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. The first 4 seals are these 4 horses that have their different colors, and the colors are indicative of what they represent and the riders on them. And you'll also notice that the 4 living creatures we've been talking about are in some way associated with these 4 seals. There's a different living creature for each one. And the first living creature is associated with this first seal. And in verse 2 it says, "And I saw, and behold, a white horse. And he that sat on him had a bow, like a bow and arrow. And a crown was given unto him. And he went forth conquering and to conquer." Now, I'm very grateful to men and women who have studied the Word and sought the Lord for information regarding prophecy, because of their hard work and diligence and faithfulness to the Lord, all of us can know about it. And it's commonly held now, the belief, and I go along with this, that the white horse is the one that sits upon him, is the Antichrist. There's a white horse later that Christ is on when he comes back, and he's faithfulness and truth, and the white horse he's coming on. But we also see the Antichrist here on a white horse. Now, why in the world would the Antichrist be sitting on a white horse? Seems like if there was a horse he should be sitting on, it should be red or black. Well, it's because his great characteristic will be deception. Everyone will think this guy is awesome. He is the one we've been waiting for. He's going to solve all the problems in the world. He's going to be the answers to all of this, the wars and strife going on the earth. He's going to be just amazing and have all the answers. And that's why he's sitting on a white horse, because he is deception. Remember, the first half of the tribulation period, the first 3.5 years, are a period of deception. And the Antichrist, that will be his theme, is deception. He'll be on a white horse. It won't really be a white horse, but it'll look like that. Now look, he has a bow, but no arrow. And that means he's going to be conquering with peace this first 3.5 years. And we'll read later and get some more information on the character of the Antichrist. Here, the son of perdition, or man of perdition. But he's going to conquer with peace. He's going to be really smart, a great politician. He's going to be a great speaker. And he's going to win everybody over, even the kings of the earth. And he's going to do this and conquer with a bow but no arrow, because he's not going to be shooting an arrow. It's going to be with peace. And a crown was given to him. He's going to be given a crown. He's going to come out of nowhere, it'll seem like, And then he'll rise in power, be given a crown. And he went forth, now look at this, conquering and to conquer. So the conquering is that first 3.5 years where he's winning the world over. And then the last half he's going to conquer. And his goal will be to wipe the Jews off the face of the earth and have everyone he possibly can take the mark of the beast, which we'll read about later. So I believe that conquering and to conquer to mean the first and second half of these 7 years. So we see up on the board there, the first seal is a white horse, and he that sat on him is the Antichrist. And we're also going to notice here these first 4 seals, the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, they are generalities and characteristics of the entire time. It isn't like you have the first seal and then, okay, that's over with. And you go to the second one, okay, that's over with, and the third one. These are far-reaching things that will continue to be a part of the entire time period. The Antichrist isn't going to conquer and then be gone, and then we have war. He's going to continue through the end of this. Let's read in verse 4 for the second seal. And there went out another horse that was red. I'm sorry, verse 3. And when he had opened the second seal, I heard the second living creature say, "Come and see." See how the 4 creatures are associated with the first 4 seals? Interesting there. And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given unto him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword. So this horse is red for blood. There's going to be war. And there's going to be a lot of killing. And he was given a sword. So the second characteristic and the second seal we read is war. And of course, war is going to continue throughout the entire time and get worse and worse and worse. These seals are going to magnify as time goes on here. All right, now we see in verse 5, and when he had opened the third seal, I heard the third living creature say, "Come and see." See here are the third living creatures associated with this third seal. And I beheld, and lo, a black horse. So this third horse is black. And he that sat on him had a pair of balances in his hand. Now we've come to know that this black horse is the black horse of famine because of what we read in verse 6. And I heard a voice in the midst of the 4 beasts say, "A measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny. And see thou hurt not the oil and the wine." In that time, and you can look this up, what it's saying there is that you're going to have to work a whole day's wages just to feed one person. So if you're in a family with one breadwinner, let's say dad goes out and works all day, he's going to make enough money in that one day just to feed himself. And that is how much the expense of food will go up. There will be famine. So there will be hunger. And that will be a third characteristic of this entire time that will grow worse and worse throughout the entire time period. And then it says, "And see thou hurt not the oil and the wine." Now I've heard a lot of things on this. About the oil and the wine, different things. So I'm going to throw in my 2 cents here. I think the oil and the wine, I think the oil are maybe the 2 witnesses that we're going to read about later that God gives power to prophesy for 1,260 days. And the wine, I think, to be the 144,000 that will be sealed, that we'll read about later. But I think these are the people that God is working through during this time, the 2 witnesses and the 144,000 that are sealed. And I think that this third seal is not to hurt them. They're not to be touched by these things. They're going to be able to continue. They're not going to die. They're going to complete and accomplish what God has for them to do. So that's my opinion there on that. And then we read in verse 7, the fourth seal. And when he had opened the fourth seal, I heard the voice of the fourth living creature say, "Come and see." And there's the fourth living creature with the fourth seal. And verse 8, and I looked, and behold, a pale horse. And his name that sat on him was Death, and hell followed him. And power was given unto them over the fourth part of the earth, to kill with the sword, and with hunger, and with death, and with the beasts of the earth. Now this fourth seal, we've come to know to be pestilence, because it's a pale horse, a sickly horse that's sick, is diseased. And here we have death and hell personified. They're like people here talked about. They're capitalized. Death and hell followed him. I think it's interesting to note that later on Christ is going to destroy death and hell. They'll go into the lake of fire. It'll be done with along with sin and everything that is objectionable to God. But death and hell are on this horse. Or death is and hell's following. Now it says here that they're given power over a fourth part of the earth. Now I've always heard that a fourth of the population of mankind will be killed. But notice it doesn't say that. It says they're given power over a fourth part of the earth. So whatever fourth part that is, they'll be able to kill with the sword, with hunger, and with death, and with the beasts of the earth. So it's saying, it's referencing the first, or the second and the third seals, that that will be a cause of death. Also, disease will be a cause of death. And there's one added, and with the beasts of the earth. Now that's interesting. I've heard some people say that maybe that is a revolt in the animal kingdom. But anyway, the beasts of the earth, animals of the earth, will be killing human beings. How that will be accomplished, I'm not sure. But anyway, they're given a power over the fourth of the earth to kill. And so, if that fourth part of the earth is a heavily populated area, then it'll be a lot of people. So we don't know there. I think it's, we look at every little word there. So I don't know if it's a fourth of the population of the world there or not. But anyway, there'll be great death. Now, let's look at the first four seals now all together. You'll notice a division in the seals and the trumpets and the bowls between 4 and 3. Notice the number 7. There's 7 of all of them. That's God's perfect number. The number 7 to God is perfection or completion. Okay? The word number 7 is a completion of something, finished. It's done. It's a godly number. Sometimes it's used for spiritual completion, for us to become like Christ and finally to rest in Him. Well, the 7th day is a day of rest, and that's when we're perfect, when God completes His work in our spirits, conforming us to the moral image of Christ. And we're perfect in His eyes at that point. That's the number 7. 4 plus 3 is 7. We'll notice a division here in the first 4 seals, the first 4 trumpets, and the bowls as well. But the first 4 here on horses, the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, they are conditions that will comprise the entire time period. When we get to the 5th seal, and the 6th and the 7th, it's going to be dealing with things that are different than the first 4. And you'll see that. But, we've been kind of programmed to believe that all the seals will finish, and then all the trumpets will begin, and they'll finish, and then the bowls. I think it's a little, maybe, we got to look a little deeper in there. I don't think it's a strict chronology. I will present it how it's been presented in history and give you some other alternatives as well. But we'll continue in the next video.